You're watching The Whole Living Show on Trajectory TV.
Without truth, freedom doesn't exist. My soul has always been based on the principles of freedom, which is getting to the core or truth of an issue. Choosing the name Radical Press embodies me. When you look at the etymology of the word radical, it's about getting to the root of shit, derived from the Latin word radix, which literally means root. Press is the medium in which we use. Press can be in print, video, voice, or any type of media that gets information to the people. Radical Press magazine is about bringing truthful information and real knowledge to the people through a different lens.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another evening of The Whole Living Show. We are closing out 2023, and I have my amazing coach here. But before I bring him in, I wanted to ask you all out there, because you know I like to give you a piece of the news, what you think about the fact that Bill Gates has now purchased Bragg's, the apple cider vinegar company. Now, if you all out there are following and you're living healthy, you know that Bragg's is one of those uncompromised apple cider vinegars. It's one of the most natural. So I want to know your thoughts about that we have now one of America's top businessmen who have now purchased this company. Do you feel like this product will be compromised now that it is in the hands of one of America's most popular businessmen? So just wanted to put that out there. I want to hear your thoughts, your comments. Let us know what you think about that. But I have my amazing coach, friend, business partner here. We are going to talk about something very special for you all, starting right now at the end of 2023. So let me bring him in. His name is Michael C. Clark. Here we go.
Hello, Tracy. How are you? Hello, viewers and everyone tuning in. Hello.
Hello, hello. I am great. So before we get started, I'm going to ask you what you think about that.
You know, it's interesting because I have a couple of bottles of Bragg's in the pantry, and you know, listen, I hope it doesn't change, but at the same point, it's also, I think of it as a possible maybe prediction of maybe knowing what's going on, what the next thing is, because we know that apple cider vinegar can be used for so many things, right? In terms of health and wellness. And so if he's thinking, well, let me buy this, maybe because we might need more of it in the future for some strange reason. I don't know. So
yeah, my thoughts were twofold as well. So this is why we're always here, because think very much alike. But my thoughts were twofold as well. My first thought was, okay, I hope that this product is not compromised, right? Because
Yeah,
we know how largely and widely used it is. But then my other thought was he may see the trajectory of where things are going, right?
sure.
And so many people are now more health conscious or wanting to be, right? Having the desire to be. So he may see that as a plus as well. So yeah,
Sure.
I'm looking to see what happens. I'm going to follow and see what happens there.
Yeah. Because Bragg's is the good stuff,
Yeah.
boy. It's one of the best.
Yeah. Highly recommended. And uncompromised in its ingredients. So we'll see what happens. And it's in a glass bottle too.
That's right. That's right.
That right. So, but we're here to help you with your business and your body. So let's talk about, what's coming.
Yes. Just within the past week or so, we're always kind of thinking up stuff, right? What we're gonna do in the new year. And I always think like it's always great to say I'm planning in the summer for next year, but sometimes things just come to you. And I reached out to Tracy and I said, hey, you know what? We've teamed up in some way, shape, or form. I said, why not offer something that would be a kind of a total makeover of business and body? As a business coach and pitch coach, I work with clients every day and I help them again achieve goals and confidence, and they're getting clients and achieving these great things on the business side. But I am not a health and wellness coach. I am nowhere near Tracy and all of her knowledge and wisdom, right? And so again, I could always say, hey, go to Tracy now that you've got this big bank account. But sometimes it's, well, I want to focus in on just this one thing. And then I'm sure, Tracy, that the people come to you, right? In the fit and trim and ready to go, or they're focusing totally on health, but the business sometimes will struggle. And I said, you know what? Let's do something amazing. And it's called the Total Makeover Business and Body. We're doing a free goal setting workshop next week. And I was inspired by this because I've been a part of some activities where one from Move the Crowd called Taking Stock. And I was just so inspired. And I said, this is what really needs to be done. We need to be able to have that game plan. But again, I wanted it to, and this is why I mentioned to you, cover both sides of it,
Mhm.
body and business. And unlike, this is, and it is going to be different. I hear a lot about like the vision board parties, and nothing against vision boards. And then I hear just about goal setting. And I want you to think of this as almost as a hybrid.
Yeah.
We're going to help you create a game plan going into especially Q1 that you're going to be much more focused, that you'll be able to really reconcile with 2023. Because I think that's what happens too often, is that sometimes we can't go into the new because we haven't reconciled with 2023. So we're going to do that at the workshop. You're going to get a set of goals and strategy for your body, a set of goals and strategy for your business. And I think it's going to be amazing.
I agree. And something that you mentioned there is not having to compromise one for the other, right?
Yeah.
Understanding that they really need to be combined in order for you to be successful, both in your business and in your health. So I love that you said that, because all things work together for your good, right? And if you're doing well at both of them, and if you're prioritizing and setting goals around both, you're going to do well on both sides. You'll feel better, you'll look better doing it, and your business will thrive as a result of it.
Sure, sure. And we'll talk about this next week, but one does affect the other.
Yeah.
Is that when you're working out and you're eating right, your stress, hormone levels, everything is like in this perfect alignment. I'm able to handle the stress of a deal
Mhm.
because I'm working out, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, because the business is going right, I have that time to set aside, right? Just be able to work out. Because you heard this before, right? Oh, I'm so busy with the job. I can't, I don't have time to go to the gym.
Mhm.
Well, think about it. If you were making more money, would you potentially could have more time if you had more of a strategy in place
Yeah.
to be able to get both in? Tracy, let me ask you this. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
one quick thing. I would even say, even if you have more energy, right? Because
Yes.
there's things that are depleting your energy on both sides too. And if you have more energy, then you can focus to succeed in both areas.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can be able to get more done.
Get more done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so again, next week, and once you sign up, I know we're going to be putting up a QR code.
Mhm.
You're going to first get the invitation, and then a couple of days before, the workshop, you're going to get a journal to be able to journal during that time, because we don't want to leave it up to you, post-it notes and notes in the phone, but you're literally going to be able to journal, bring some thoughts into our conversation next week. And I think I think it's going to be great. I'm excited to be in a workshop with you and getting it done. And I know there's a Zoom, but we may be broadcasting in a couple of different places, right? So
Absolutely. You'll find us back here. And since you mentioned the QR code, definitely want to give that to them now. And we'll continue to put this on the screen as we continue the show. But why not give it to you right now? So you can just click right on the screen, click that QR code, get yourself registered for the first webinar. We want to see you there because we want to see you successful in the new year. And what better time to start than now? And I'm going to do that one more time. Click
absolutely.
on that code. We want to hear from you. We want to see you. We want to see you thriving for this next year.
And we intentionally did not charge. I don't even like to use the word free. It's just that we're not charging for it, but our time and effort, we're putting everything into this just as if you're paying $1,000. And we have been in positions where this type of work people do pay thousands for. So don't take it like, because sometimes people are like, nah, it's free. No. I will tell you, I have been a part of free challenges and workshops that have made me thousands and make me money to this day. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. And I would say we are charging you, right? You mentioned time. It's one of the most
Exactly.
valuable currencies we have is time. So we're charging you. We're charging you the time, the 90 minutes for you to join us and to dive in, really. That's what we're charging.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those that, we'll also do something special for those that join in via the show. So we'll take note of that. So if you say in the chat, when you jump on, we're going to do a couple of drawings and giveaways, of course, on the session. And also too, strategically, we did it after Christmas, because a lot of people are like, oh, Christmas and this and that, I'm so busy. It's after Christmas. Okay. Yeah. All the gifts will be returned. The tree will be in the front by the curb by that point.
Right.
Okay. And you'll be maybe settled back in your home or still traveling, but you'll be able to lock in. I don't care whether you're on your phone, you're on your computer. It is going to be worthwhile for you. Yeah. So, and maybe you'll still be, if you're, again, taking off time from work, there's no distractions. It's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
And I would say too, you're probably going to be more focused because you're more relaxed now that all the things that Michael mentioned have been aside, right? You're relaxed and you're ready.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So Tracy, what would you say, what's one of your big goals for next year? What's one of the big rocks, one of the big things you want to tackle next year?
Well, my goal for next year, my word, I'm going to give you my word first.
Okay.
Growth. So I have a word for next year, is growth. So I'm looking to grow in every area of my life, mind, body, spirit, and business. Right. So
awesome.
That's my word. That's my goal. And, I have some goals outlined around that, but it's growth.
Good stuff. And I think for me, a word would be elevation, really just elevating to new levels, new experiences, because it's easy to kind of maintain. Right. And I'm reading this book about going from like 2x to 10x and how it's easier to go to 10x than it is just to double. I was like, woo, that's a good one. And realizing like the effort we put in, and I even got caught in this, like, oh, make 100K. I'll make 200. It's actually easier to 10x that than it is to just double it. So, and we'll be talking about that next week too with goal setting. And I will say this also, if you're considering joining the workshop, forget about everything you know about goal setting. Don't think that you're just going to come out with this list that either you're going to feel good or guilty. That's going to just wash away in a month. We're going to really deep dive into, and we're coaching on that call, on that workshop. And we're doing a couple special things too. We are giving the opportunity for what are known as hot seats, where we'll coach you live in area of health and business. So if you have questions, concerns, bring them. And we're not holding back. We're not like, well, if you book something with me, I'll answer that.
That's right. That's
So
right.
it's live coaching. And again, what people pay hundreds and thousands for will be during that time. And
Yeah.
if you're hearing this, I want you to say this, Tracy, real quick. I'll get back to you.
Mhm.
If you're hearing this, this is for you if you're tired of being stuck in your business,
Mhm.
tired of being stuck with your health, right? This is for you if you want to go to that new level and you just don't know how. And this is also for you if you finally want to get there quickly, because I can say that safely, if you want to get there quickly.
Yeah.
Because many of you will reach your goals, but it's just a matter of how quick. Think of this is like accelerator. It will help you accelerate to your goals.
And
Tracy?
talk about that a little bit more. And the reason why I'm asking you that is because when I had the opportunity to meet you, and you gave me some valuable information, right, and suggestions right in the hot seat on Clubhouse. So talk a little bit about that acceleration because I think people sometimes miss that. I know I was lost on that
Sure.
until I sat in the hot seat.
Yeah, what happens is part of the coaching process, and we know coaching kind of in some circles it has this bad name, like, oh, coaching, all I need to do is just focus and I'll be fine.
Mhm.
When you're coached and consulted properly, and there's a difference between the two, and I don't mind talking about those in a second,
Mhm.
but when you're coached and consulted properly, things in your life, the results should accelerate. You should be able to get there faster. That's why you pay the money. That's why you devote the time to get there faster. In that you get strategy you didn't have, you get process that you didn't have, you get ideas that spark that you didn't have. I just got off a coaching session with someone who's about to finish medical school, wanted to do it for the longest time, approaching later years in life, but they're doing it, right?
Mhm.
But part of that was this acceleration. So acceleration can happen at any time. Because sometimes we feel like, oh, it's too late for me. I mean, we've seen people that are 90 years old walk across the stage and receive a degree, right?
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
seen people at various ages. And even if you look and see when some stars have like budded on the silver screen or they wrote their first book, and it happens at different times. But, and this is the other point too, is that because you're watching this, if there's something in you that says, oh, it feels like he's talking to me, sign up.
Mhm.
Sign up. So yeah, with the coaching comes acceleration, because again, there's this old saying that if you could have gotten there by yourself, you would have done it already.
Mhm.
There's some missing piece. There's something you don't see. And I heard a pastor say this one time, is that someone else can take the same cards that you've been dealt and win.
Mhm.
And that really hit me, because we think like, no, my upbringing and my mom and this and hereditary and this and that, and we've struggled and I grew up poor, but someone can take your same cards and win. And that's what coaching does, right?
And
We
we
look at your cards and say, all right, draw two. All right, take the ace of spades. See, now you got a full house.
Yeah. And we
Tracy?
see that all the time with successful people, right? And you hear their stories, and a lot of people didn't grow up with what they call much, right?
Yep.
But so it doesn't matter who you are. There's always an opportunity for you to make the changes. And I wanted to give a little story because you were talking about it can happen at any time, at any age, right? I had an uncle who was 77 years old. At 77, he was a singer. He sang gospel, but he also sang like kind of R&B, funk type music. And he had a few records that he put out early on in life, and it never went anywhere. At 77, someone heard his music and he started doing tours in Europe. Had crowds of
Oh, wow.
yeah, because they heard the music that he made early on. And he would still do, like, before that happened, he would do small venues in our community. But all of a sudden, that it took that one person to hear him, and he met the call, right? And he went and he
Sure.
started to sing overseas, and he was living his dream at 77 years old. So it can happen at any time. You just got to take the call. Right now, this is the call for you all. Right here, right now, we're giving you the call. I'm going to put the QR code up here so that you can accelerate in your business and in your health and continue to progress and to win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is truly about winning. And one of the things I always say to people is that you may have had people around you that spoke positive, but had this ulterior motive,
Mhm.
right? The thing about coaching and consulting, and I want to talk about the differences between the two, is that you have someone in your life who their only goal and end result is your success. Their success is literally predicated on you winning, not taking from you or pulling from you, but literally that you win. And the reason also too, and you consult, right? In the health and wellness space, I consult in the business space and we're coaches. And I want to talk about the differences between the two. Consulting, that's when you're given a strategy and you're kind of directed, told what to do. You're getting this direct feedback. With coaching, right? You are the one that comes up with the answers. And I do a blend of the two. So I'm a better consultant because I am a coach
Yeah.
and vice versa. And the reason I want to say that is because there's some people that say, "Oh, I'm a coach," when they come in and say, "Okay, this is what you need to do," when they're actually consulting. So just want to make that really clear. So that also means that with me, with Tracy, and even in this workshop, you're going to get the best of both worlds. We're going to give you the strategy and blueprint, and we have quite a few giveaways. So please trust me, you will be shocked. Like, what? Y'all giving that away? When you see it. So, but I just want to make a distinction between those two.
Yeah, I love that. We're going to take a commercial break. I want people to kind of think about this, chew on this, all the information that you're getting right now, and think about, where you want to be in 2024. I want you to really think about that while we're on this commercial break, because we have solutions for you to get to where you want to be. So I just want people to kind of chew on, what's their goals and dreams for the coming year. We're going to take this quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to you more about transforming your business and your body. So stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back. So if you missed the first part of the show, you want to make sure that you go back and watch from the beginning. But we're going to continue the conversation about how to transform your business and your body, and the upcoming webinar that we have next Thursday, December 28th at 7 p.m. I'm going to show you the QR code again, because I want to make sure that you all out there are getting this. You can click right on this QR code. You can sign up today for this webinar. So what I wanted to ask you, Michael, in thinking about this, and you were mentioning earlier in the show about, when you said like enough is enough and you're tired of being sick and tired, right? So talk about some of the problems that you've seen, right, in business, or even like you said, even your business owners who are having issues with their health. And then I want to do the same, because I want people to really understand, what we're doing here and what we are going to help them with on the 28th.
Sure, sure. Well, one of the things that the workshop is going to do that definitely correlates with one of the biggest challenges I've seen is lack of clarity. Lack of clarity in your perfect customer, lack of clarity in terms of the problem you solve as a business owner. Because they say the bigger the problem, right, the more you can charge. And that lack of clarity comes across in Instagram posts and marketing materials, when they pitch, if they give a 30-second pitch, you still have to sit there and say, what is it that you do again? So I would say one big one is lack of clarity. And in the goal setting, we're going to help you get really clear, because once you're clear on what your superpower is, who you're called to save and serve, the problems that only your business and you're created to solve, it becomes much easier, because now your customers start to raise their hands like, yeah, that's me. Yep, that's me. Because I'll even ask you, Tracy, and everyone that's watching, ask yourselves this question. You know, in the area of health and wellness, can anyone, or is your service and business for everyone?
No.
Even though they have a body,
Right.
Are you for everyone?
No, not at all.
Right.
No.
And what we don't realize, and that wasn't, and it felt funny saying it. Doesn't it feel funny saying that?
It does. But at the same time, when you think about it, it's like, no, I can't help everyone in the world. Right.
Yep.
And everyone is not even going to resonate with me. Right.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There's who you resonate with. And
Yeah.
then there's certain aspects, like you're not all knowing when it comes to health and wellness, right? You have niches. There's things that you really thrive in. There's people that are attracted to you that say, Tracy, I get it. Because we can all think of that person that has a business or service that we're like, yeah, I know they do that, but I don't connect with them.
Yeah.
Think about that restaurant that has really good food and you're like, I just don't like the service. I read Yelp reviews. So there's people out there, oh, the food is amazing. Oh, but the waiters or waitress.
And that can mess up everything.
Yeah. Think about it even with doctors.
Yeah.
When we say like, oh my gosh, this person is great. They know what they're doing. But again, there has to be that connection. And it's the same with you, because we say, and you may say like, well, it's different with doctors because it's life or death. Well, the thing about it is, many times what you do is there's bigger consequences than you even realize, right? When someone gets their health right, they ward off diseases and live longer, right? They're more peaceful. They're able to handle stress better. They look better. They feel better. They look in the mirror and are more pleased with what they see.
Yeah.
They're able to spend more time with their family. They're able to go on hikes and able to do all these things. And this isn't this is what you do, right?
Right.
And so with what I do, right, when people are more successful in business, they're able to spend more time with their family, have more choices, have more freedom. They're not bound to a 9 to 5, whatever that is. So,
yeah. And I would say, since you use the analogy of a doctor, right? Everybody doesn't have the right bedside manner, right? And I'm putting up my quotes, but that's really what it is when you think about it. And it's the same thing with coaches. If you could use that, just to really understand what you were talking about, like everybody doesn't have the right bedside manner for each person in this world, right? And that's
right.
Really what starts to resonate. I remember when I got diagnosed with cancer, had an oncologist, very nice man. But I'm a person, especially when I started researching the health and wellness and really got into it, I'm a person who does the research. So I was going into the doctor with a lot of questions, and he just didn't really have the answers for me in the way that really I was really satisfied with. Now, lo and behold, he had a PA in his office that I would talk to for hours about these things. And it was really the bedside manner. That's what really did it. And I'm not saying the doctor wasn't knowledgeable. It was just the way she communicated versus the way he communicated. So it really does make a difference. So we want the people who are here, who are listening to us, who really understand that Michael and I can help you get to where you need to be. Definitely, click that link. You can also look for this QR code, and the link will be on the show page after the show is over too. So you can go in, maybe you want to go back and look at the show. We're okay with that too. Go back, take a look at it again, click on the code. We're fine with that. So we're going to make sure that it's available for you, because we want to see you on the 28th. We really want to help you get to where you need to be. And like Michael said earlier, to accelerate your health, to accelerate your business. I always think about the people who are on the precipice of some ailment or illness, right? And they know that something's wrong in their body and they just can't quite figure out what's going on, but they know, there's something happening. There's headaches happening. There's joint pain. There's something that's going on. Or, as we always talk about, right? And it's prevalent in our community. There's, some blood pressure issues, things that give you the warning signs that, you need to make the changes so that you can thrive in your health and you can thrive likewise in your business. So we want to tap into that. We want to help you get over that hump so that you can live healthy and really operate in the most optimal state in both areas.
And to add to what you're saying, part of this too, or so much of this is mindset.
Mhm.
In realizing that you absolutely deserve to make a lot of money,
Yeah.
to have your freedom.
Yeah.
You absolutely deserve a healthy body.
Mhm.
That whether grandma and auntie and uncle, whatever they had, right? We believe, God, that can be broken. And because, like, if there are things that you can do that are under your control, and I think that's part of this too, right? There's
Yeah.
certain things that we listen, if they're there, and I know there's certain things are quote unquote hereditary. I don't want to go down that one, but
Yeah.
they say, oh, high blood pressure is hereditary, and we all been eating pork rinds for 3 generations. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to things that we can control, like exercise, diet, how much we sleep, water that we drink, vitamins that we take, supplements, there's so many things. And I think that's where you come in as an expert. What would you say is maybe if there was a number one or top 3 things that people can kind of control to turn around their health, what would you recommend?
Number one is the diet,
Okay.
food. The consumption of food is a big one. So I would say that would be the first thing that I would tell people to change. It
Okay.
makes a big difference.
Okay, good. And I know next week that we will have goals connected
Mhm.
with diet. We're gonna have some goals that are connected with diet. So if that's something, there's been an area of struggle, and we're not just gonna say, "Oh, well, what's your challenge?" All right, eat less pie. It's gonna be right,
Right. Right.
because Tracy has done this with hundreds of clients where there's a strategy to
Yeah.
getting certain things done. And you know that old saying, "You don't know what you don't know."
Yeah.
Like not realizing that there is a level of health and wellness where there's certain things that you can do. And let me ask you this, Tracy.
Mhm.
Do you have to, and this is a tough one, do you have to have a lot of money to eat healthy?
No. And I know people think that you do, because they walk into certain stores and they feel like the products are expensive, but you do not. There are ways to take it in chunks where you can buy, food that's really good for you and still stay on budget. So no, you do not have to be wealthy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have done something that you mentioned
Hmm.
that has absolutely helped me a lot. Reading labels.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I'll just share this one piece of just buying chicken and
Hmm.
buying like poultry.
Hmm.
If you turn it over and you look at the sodium content because they brine the chicken, I always wonder why when I put wings in the oven, right? And I get a little piece of crackle and I haven't seasoned it. Ooh, and I thought chicken just tastes that good that it tastes like it was salted.
No. Think about it. They have to preserve it somehow
Yeah, yep.
so that it has a longer shelf life. So, I was listening to someone, so I can't take credit for this, but I was listening to someone on Instagram, and he was saying that if it hasn't been in existence before 1920, it's probably not healthy for you,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Think about the food, right? Because they do certain things to the food to preserve it, and so that it has the shelf life, and there's a lot that's added to it. Excuse me, there's a lot that's added to it that's just not healthy for your body. So I want us to really think about. And I'm going to give you ways to shop on a budget and buy the products that are great for your body and be able to live healthy. And that is key, what you mentioned, being able to read labels. And I got something special for you. And I've been talking about it on Instagram, but I'm not going to give it away here. I'm actually going to let people know when they get into the webinar, because I have a tool that you can use that's going to help you take the guesswork out of looking at the ingredients and the labels.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So what makes you most excited about, going into the new year and doing this and helping people, get to their goals?
I think, well, you and I are so similar in that we could both be spending time totally on ourselves, right? Focusing but the nature of what we do, our success is determined or predicated on the success of our clients. So when we set the table, no pun intended, right? At events like this, I look forward to the end result, that dream outcome, where people come back and say, well, oh my gosh, I went to the seminar and now I'm reading labels. Now I'm doing this, or I've got a budget. I've got I launched the business, or I'm more stable in the business. I've identified my perfect customer. I'm working at creating that first high ticket package. So it's a success connected with the actions, because I
Yeah.
listen to a lot of audiobooks, and the more I listen, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because as good coaches, we're always getting fed information, by our coaches. Plus, Audible is like my friend.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Audible, and I'm able to distill that and then, give that out to my clients. But yeah, that's what really excites me.
Yeah. I
The
agree.
the wins. I ask about wins all the time. Like, hey, and again, a lot of them are based on numbers and some of them based on emotion. So I'll say, I've had clients that have made, 70,000 in 2 months. I've had clients that have quit their 9 to 5,
Mhm.
and also clients that just have more peace around who they are, being able to realize how amazing they are. I have
Yeah.
to often tell, like, you'd be shocked. I'll just say this and I hand it back to you. There's a lot of people that have and titles and position, but lack confidence.
Mhm.
And if you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, I feel that way, like, then this workshop especially is for you, because when the health is right, when the business is right, that
Yeah.
confidence comes, because you always have something lingering in your back of your mind. When
Mhm.
you have that little chest pain, and when you have, like, you need to lose some weight, or hey, granddaddy died from a heart attack, mama died from a heart attack, and I'm not eating right. That back of your mind, when you say, I know I don't have a 401k, haven't saved for my kids' college, and I know I should launch a business, but so it's always lingering. So our hope is that at the workshop, especially, that we can free ourselves of these thoughts that you've had for years. Needless to say, 2023, these
Mhm.
things might have been lingering with you for years. We're going to release that
Yeah.
to be able to launch into 2024 and make it the best year ever.
Yeah. And I just wanted to go into what you were speaking about when it comes to, what gets you excited. It's the results, right?
Yeah.
But also, and what I'm looking for in this webinar to see of people is those epiphanies, right? The aha moments that they get, as we go through the webinar. I was speaking with a young lady who recently had a diagnosis of breast cancer,
Okay.
and I was just giving her information, and the aha moments that she got and the connection that we made and just the information. I just wanted her to have information so that she can better take care of her body, and just to hear her start to understand what was contributing to what attacked her and being the cancer. She left there like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and she's constantly now sending me text messages, keeping me updated, and she's making changes. And that's the part that feels really good. That's the reason why we're here, because
Yeah.
when you see people and they stay connected with you and they let you know what they're doing to make the changes, and it was something that you said, something that you gave them, that let them know that everything is possible, they're worth the effort. And actually, my t-shirt, I don't know if you can see this, but that's what my t-shirt says today. Worth
Nice.
effort. But you all out there you're worth the effort. You're worth the time that it's going to take for you to really live healthy, and for in your business and your body, right? Because this is really what healthy is all about. Bringing it all together. When you're healthy in all areas of your life, that's true health. So I just wanted to say that prioritize yourself. You're worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're worth it, whether, I don't care if you've been told you're not worth it, you don't feel like you're worth it,
Right.
if there's been struggles for the last 32 years, I want you to look at it. It can stop today.
Yeah.
Like you can totally, you can have a new life starting today.
Yeah.
And the reason I say today, even though the workshop is next week, is that if you sign up today, whenever they're watching this, whether they're watching it live or on a replay, join us next week.
And
I absolutely promise you and guarantee you, you will uh, be rejuvenated, renewed. Your outlook on 2024 will totally change.
yeah. And I'm going to tell a little quick story too, Michael, just to be real transparent here.
Sure.
I didn't change my life until after cancer happened, right? Until I got
Okay.
that diagnosis. But when I was younger, I dreamt about having a business. I was planning
Mm,
business at 15 years old, but I took the route of what I was taught, go to school, get a good job. And I stayed in corporate America for a very long time until, it was one of the contributors that made me sick, but it's because I wasn't living out my dreams. I wasn't doing the things that I really desired to do in my life. We don't want you to get to some diagnosis in corporate America or in your business or in your health. We want to help you now to get there. You don't have to wait like I did. That's why we're here. That's why we have the experiences that we have to help you get there, because I know that there's people out there where there's things that are nudging them, right? That's like pushing them in the small of their back and they're just not quite moving. They're not taking that step forward. And we want to help you take that step forward so that, we can like Michael said, accelerate it, right? Bring some of those years, drop some of those years down where you don't have to wait to do the things that you really desire to do and feel good doing it in the process.
and the Bible talks about it, right? Being able to restore the years that the cankerworm has eaten away. Like there are times when you
Yeah.
can restore years and get time back.
Yeah.
And Bible also talks about tomorrow's not promised. So there's a thought of like, well, yeah, well, maybe I listen, go for it.
Yeah.
And the thing, and we wanted to, the one of the reasons it is free, low barrier of entry, just come one, come all, get your life changed. Like that's why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna post this again. I'm gonna keep showing this to
Yeah,
you.
keep showing it. Put
We
it
want
up,
to
put
see
it
you
up.
there. We want to see you there. And this is really heartfelt, everybody. We
Yeah.
feel this. We really are concerned about the people out there. We want to make sure that you are getting to where you really need to be and desire to be. So it's really heartfelt. We're really both passionate about what we do and about helping people achieve their goals. So I just want to keep posting that because I
Yeah.
want to see your face on the Zoom. I want to see you in the place with us.
And I'll say something else and hopefully the sentiment of it is understood, right? Because we have been blessed and we're taking care of what we need to take care of, we're able to do other things.
Yeah.
A lot of times when people build businesses, they want to be affordable, right? And they think affordable means accessible. So they charge a low rate and then they struggle. And then it feels like just another 9 to 5. And I'm talking to my budding entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah.
And what I want to mention is that, and this is one of the things that we'll talk about, is that you probably have this desire, right, to be here in terms of finances, but you feel like your business is here. And what we want to do at the workshop is we want to close the gap in knowing that you totally deserve to make money. You totally are worthy of that, right? We just have to hone in on what that genius is, hone in on that perfect customer that's out there waiting to pay for it. And I'm saying all that to say is that when you are paid at that higher rate, that means that you can do stuff for free. You can let someone into your coaching program at no charge. You could lower your prices. You can have a lot of flexibility, right? When the other parts of your business are working right. So I just want to kind of throw that out there. You're able to be a blessing, right? And
Yeah. And
when you are at that level.
you give from your overflow, right? So
That's
build
right.
your overflow so that you can go back and give to people that need it, who may not be able to afford it, but you have to build that first. So that's where we want you to go as a result of this workshop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're coming up close to the close. We're not quite there yet, but
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we get in everything, that we're thinking about here
Sure.
in order
Sure.
to make sure that people really understand what this workshop is all about on next Thursday. So just tell me, is there anything that you think that we have not mentioned that you want to go over this evening?
No, not at all. It's just a couple of things. If you made it to this point and you're still kind of on the fence, I will say, come out. It'll be an amazing 90 minutes. You will walk away from it with a framework, a game plan to go into 2024. And you'll see also in a couple of emails that you'll get, we'll be prompting you to kind of think about and get into the mindset of 2024. Again, we also strategically timed it. So we want you to kind of get past the holiday stuff and before New Year's, go into the new year really, really strong. And again, it will be a complement of body. We're talking about food, exercise, health and wellness, business, pitching, sales, having goals, identifying your perfect customer.
Yeah.
And if you're hearing all those things and you're saying, well, I need this and not that, I need that, just come.
Mhm.
And think of it like a buffet. You don't try everything on a buffet.
Mhm.
You can pick and choose, right? The old saying, like, chew the meat, spit out the bones.
Yeah.
And but I will tell you, when you do make it to the end, and we're going to do a lot of special things too at the very end for those that make it to the end. We want you to see it through, and it's also going to be a good time. We always try to, I try to be a fun person in terms of 90 minutes. You are going to have a good time. There are going to be giveaways, gift cards, a couple other things. So we have some gifts for you for those that attend.
And I would say too, anything that you go into where, like Michael said, if you feel like you heard a piece, right, that that you need, anything that you go into with an open mind. Say, okay, I know that I need this piece, but I guarantee you there's going to be some other ahas, some other information that comes out of this workshop that you're going to be amazed by because you didn't even know that you needed it, right?
That's right.
So go in with an open mind and an open heart because I guarantee you there's something to learn. I always go to different seminars, webinars, workshops with my mind open. And I always say that I'm going to learn something. There's something that is here for me. There's something that I'm going to get out of it. So just go in with that mindset, and I guarantee you there will be something there for you.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions, wherever you're watching this, put the questions in the comment. We'll be able to answer those questions. And if you are watching this, you'll also get something special when you come and you say, hey, I found you on.
Yeah.
And so that's absolutely amazing. And applaud you also to giving you your kudos and just amazing shows and your diligence throughout 2023 to be able to crank these episodes out. You are a beast.
Thanks.
Like, weekly is no joke. You like Seinfeld, like you're doing it like every single week. So I wanted to really just give you your flowers on that.
Thanks. And I want to mention that we're running this right through January. So I just want people to understand. So come to the first one, get what you need from there. I would say continue to come. And the reason why is you'll always hear something else that you need as you continue to come. So continue to join us on these workshops. We want to see you there. The comments, if you send comments or questions in the chat after, we will make sure that we get to your comments for you. If any questions that you need answered, we will definitely do that for you even after the show airs. So I just want to make sure you know that. If you feel like you want to reach out to us individually, you can find us on all the major platforms, on Instagram, on Facebook. Reach out. We're not shy. We will answer your questions. We would love to hear from you. So please do. But we definitely just want to make sure that any questions before the workshop happens gets answered if you have any before that. And here's the QR code again. We're going to put it up again.
There you go. Can't put it up enough.
That's right. We want to make sure that you're getting exactly what
God
you need.
is talking to you.
Yeah.
Sign up. Like, that thing is huge.
That's
Love
right.
it.
That's right. Covering both of our faces. So.
That's right. I'm like, okay, yeah.
You got to
right there.
Move over.
That right there. Right there.
That's right. Click that. Yeah. So listen, I appreciate everybody out there. I know that even, for myself, even though Michael and I, we're doing this for you all out there. I know that I'm going to get something out of this as well, you know? So,
Absolutely. And I do the same.
yeah,
That's why, we're not coming from a holier than thou. We are still eating and growing and thriving. But will say that, but we do have a strategy and blueprint that we've used with many, many clients
yeah.
that we're going to be sharing. And from a goal setting perspective, you're going to walk out of there with a tangible strategy to take on 2024, and it'll be the best year ever.
Yeah, I agree. So everybody out there, we thank you for joining. We appreciate you all out there, and we want to see your face in the place next week. Let's give them the date again. It is December 28th at
Yep, December
7
28th.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as you start to come down off of your Christmas high, right? And
Yep.
you're getting relaxed after all of the pressure from Christmas, and you have multiple people running around in your house. If your family's coming over or you're going to visit them, you may have driven somewhere or flew somewhere. You know what? After you settle down, this is the time to start to refocus on you and your business, body and business. It's time to refocus, and we're going to help you get there.
That's right. What more could you ask, right? Great health, great bank account. That's what it's, plays a big part.
It absolutely does. Absolutely does. So here, once again, before we close out the show, boom.
Boom. Right there.
Right there.
Put the phone up right there.
Right there. Makes it easy. Aren't these things wonderful though?
Absolutely. And they get so fancy now. You put
Yeah.
graphics and logos in them and stuff. So no,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. You can have little pictures of, whatever, animals or hearts, or
Yep.
you can design them any way you want. But it's just nice that you can, just take your phone and click and get the information that you need right then and
Instead
there.
of reading off websites. Oh, just go to http
Right.
://
Right. Exactly. All right, everybody. We thank you for being here. We're going to close out the show now. We want to see you there. We want
Absolutely.
to see you there.
See you next
Fitness
week.
and body. We will see you next week. Again, December 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the QR code, get in the workshop, and
Get
we'll
in
see
there.
you there. Come have some fun with us. Come get exactly what you need for 2024. I don't know about everybody else out there, but I'm excited. I'm excited for the new year. I mentioned my word is growth, and I am intentional about growing in 2024 in every aspect of my life. So I hope that you all are too. And you heard Michael's word is elevation. So I know that he will be elevating to new heights in both his health and his business as well.
Absolutely. And the same for you. And I know, looking forward to amazing episodes from you and amazing things in the health and wellness space, speaking engagements and all that good stuff next year.
Yeah, stay tuned, everyone. Stay tuned. Stay tuned and stay connected with us.
Absolutely. See you next week. Make sure you sign up.
See you next week, everybody.
Take care.
Take care.